Hello guys, welcome to today's session, and in this session we'll be looking at buttons, images and quotations. So in the last class we did forms, and then we ended with a submit button where we put the input type submit. But apart from this button, submit button, it's important to know that we can also have normal buttons, not just button to submit forms, but normal button in our website, maybe to read more or load more, or just to perform something, maybe to open up the rest of the text. But we can have normal buttons in our website, and to do that we use the button tag. Put button, and then we describe what the button is. Let's just say read more. We save and we reload. Now I can see a button, read more. But it's also important to know that the button on its own does not do anything. It can't perform any function unless we specify an event. And this is basically JavaScript, but let me just explain it so that when you get there it will be more familiar with it. So we do something like we put an event inside the button, the start tag. We say on click. So this is telling the browser that when you click this button, do this. So I cannot say, you cannot put in some function, and this is basically JavaScript. So what happens is that once I click this button, the browser reads the button tag, and it sees on click, and then it says, okay, what am I going to do once it's clicked? Perform this function. And this function is something that you would have created in your JavaScript file that you will link to this HTML file. So once it does that function, you'll see it reflected on your web page. So that's basically it's beyond the scope of this course, but just so that when you get there you'll be more familiar with it. And then you can also style your button to make it look very nice with CSS. So that's it's basically it about buttons. So let's move to images. So to put images in our website, we use the img tag, and it's a self-closing tag. You don't need to put in another end tag like this. Even Sublime Text will not put it for you. So it's just a self-closing tag, just like the anchor tag. And then on its own, it does nothing. So if I save this and reload, you don't see anything. So we have to specify a source to tell the browser what file do you want and where should I pick it from. So we put a source, and then we put in the name of the picture we want. So let's go to our HTML folder, and then name of this picture is hp.jpg. So we go there and then we write hp.jpg, and then we save, and then we reload. So now you can see the picture here is very large, but normally we'll reduce the size with CSS, but we also have attributes with HTML that we can use to reduce the picture. So let me just put here a width, that's the width, and then we can say 400. You can also put height, let's say 250. So if I reload now, you see that yes, the size has been reduced. So these are in pixels, but you can see that the read more and the img tag are on a single line, and that's because they are inline. It's an inline element. It doesn't take up a new line. So but we can always put a line break before it. Let's just say br. So it goes to the next line, then we save. So now it's gone to the next line. And you see that it's also is you have to understand that the reason why I was able to the reason why this picture was able to display is because the picture file is in the same directory as the HTML file. But usually when you are creating your website, your HTML file will be in a folder, your images will be in another folder, your CSS JavaScript will be in another folder. You won't have them mumbled up together like this. So let's say in that case, what do we do then? Okay, let's create a new folder and let's call it images. So, and then let's put the image tag inside it. Okay, I opened it. Let's put the image tag inside it. So now the image is inside an image folder in the HTML folder where we have our HTML and the picture. So if I reload this, what do you think happens? It doesn't display. Definitely, it just shows you a broken image icon, showing that it can't find the image, and that's because we have not specified here that the correct source of the image. So what do we do then? We say, okay, because this file is inside this folder and then the picture is inside the folder inside this folder, we have to specify the name of that folder. So we say images, that's the name of the folder, slash means next, slash hp.jpg. so if I save this now and I reload, we can see the picture back. So that's it. You have to specify this is the folder slash the name of, if there's another folder again, put the folder slash that folder slash the name of the file. So but if the file is backwards, if the folder is behind, you put ... Imagine I had images in, okay, imagine I had images here. Let's say I had images inside here. Let's put, so if images was inside here, okay, let me just even use the actual image itself. So let me just say let images be inside this desktop. So this is where we have the image file now. So image is behind, is in the previous directory, but HTML is here. So what do? We say ... means it's telling the browser to go back, ... slash images slash hp.jpg. so if I save here, okay, before I save it, so just so you know that it works, if I save this and reload, you don't see it. So but if I put the ... slash, so it goes back and then goes to images, and so now you can see it again. So that's basically how we put in the source. So let me get this back and then put it back here. So that's it. So we can remove this. So yeah, so another thing we can also put is, imagine we have an issue where maybe the image got misplaced and we did not, we could, maybe as we're hosting our site, the image got misplaced or something, or maybe we mistakenly put in the wrong source. How then can we show that this is what we're about, this is what we want to display? And that's called the alternate tag, the alternate attribute. It helps us say that, okay, if this image does not display, tell the people, just give the people a description of the image. So if I put alt and I say an HP NV, let's say NV15, that's the name of the laptop. So if I save, so let me just make an error in the source. Let me just say image. So that's the error. Okay, before I put this, let me cut this first. So let's save and reload. So now you can see that it can't read it because there's an error in the source. But if I put this alternate tag and I save and I reload, now you can see it displays the name of the image, even though it does not show the picture because there's an error. At least we can see that, okay, this is what this image is all about. So it is good that we do that, so that in case there's an issue, we can also understand this is what we're about wanted to show. So we can also put our so let me put this back. We can also put our wrap up our image in a link. Right now, you can see that we can't click the image, but if I wrap it up in a link, we'll be able to click it. So let me just put in a tag, and then let me put, so I'll put this source, this source here, copy it, and then I put it here. Sorry, I copied the source as well. So if I save and reload, now I'll be able to click the picture. I can even say, okay, open it in a new tab. Let's say target blank. So I can open up this picture now. So if I click it, it opens up. Oh, it doesn't, I don't think it works for a picture. Yeah, it doesn't work for a picture. So, and I can go back to my file. So I can always click the picture and open it up in full screen. So that's also good. And so it shows us that the browser can also open, HTML can also open up pictures. So that's basically it for images. And then let's go to quotations. So quotations. So quotations, we have three different kind of quotations. We have the block quotes, we have the abbreviation, and then we have cite. So let's do the block quote. We use the block quote tag to do it's basically a quote, and then we put in the site that we want to get that quote from. Let's say we got the quote from let's just put a site and say we got the quote from http column / let's say we got it from www.chinedu.com. So, and then we put in the paragraph, the quote that we want. So let's just say lorem tab to give us some dummy text. So once you save and reload, you see that you can see the way the browser styled it. It has a padding from the left, and you can see how it styled it. So that's basically telling us this is the semantic tag for quotes. You can always use your CSS to make it look any way you like. And yeah, so I can also put in, yeah, so that's basically it about quotes, block quotes. You can always style it with your CSS. So let's go to abbreviation. So to do abbreviation, we use the ABBR tag, and what this basically does is that it displays an abbreviation in full. So let's say we do something like so we put in a paragraph. Let's say we do something like the HTML. Oh, sorry. I made a mistake here. I wasn't supposed to put this first. So let's say we have a paragraph. We put the abbreviation inside the text. Let's say we have a paragraph and we say the HTML is amazing. So now this HTML, if I'm not tech savvy, I don't know much about web development. So how do I know what the meaning of HTML means? So that's where the abbreviation comes in. We use the ABBR tag, BBR, and we put the end tag, here. So we wrap the abbreviation with ABBR tag, and then we put in the title. So what does this mean? It means hypertext markup, just a small letter, markup language. So I save and I reload. Now you see it, you can see that it is styled. So once I hover over it, you will see the name, hypertext markup language. So that is the semantic way. You can always remove all this underline under and make it look better. You can make it look finer, put some color and maybe italicize and things like that. But basically what it does is that it shows you a better description of an object, and we put it in between our HTML and specified it to tell us the meaning of HTML. So you can always use whatever you want to use it for. So that's the ABBR tag. And the last one we have is the site tag. We also put this in a paragraph. Let's say we have a paragraph and say HTML tutorials by Chinedu. So we put I want to cite this HTML tutorial, so we put cite and then we cover the last one. When we save and we reload, you see that HTML tutorial has been italicized. It's made italicized and made lighter. So this is just a semantic tag to tell us that this was cited.